Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. Happy Tuesday. I hope this Tuesday has gotten off to a great start for you, or maybe it's about to get better because you're going to have a little pump up. You're going to get a little encouragement. You're going to just get all like, okay, this day can get better if it's really bad right now, or this day's continuing to be awesome because I started it awesome, and now you're going to have a little bit of encouragement and it's going to be even doubly awesome. I don't know. I'm not saying that my podcast has that effect on your life. I'm just hoping that it helps a little bit, just a little scotch, so that you can just continue on being awesome. Like truly, I am just here to help. I am just here to give you words of encouragement and motivation, because motivation can be fleeting, but sometimes when you just have a little bit, like if you read an inspiring post, or you hear a great podcast, or you watch someone on TV, or you listen to a TED Talk or something like that, you're just like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take on the world. Or that just kind of like, helps your mood a little bit. Just get you moving in the right direction a little bit when you feel like you're being broken down just a little bit. You feel like things are just weighing on your heart and your mind. So, you know what I mean? So, again, I hope your Tuesday is going super awesome. Today, we're going to talk about watching what you tell yourself inside your mind. So, let's jump right in. I just want to start by saying that you have to live with your mind every single day. So, why would you want to spend the time poisoning it? Why would you want to contribute to that? You want to be able to have a safe place to be, especially when the world is coming down on you so much that you don't want everyone outside your mind to be telling you that you are crap and that you're not doing your best, regardless of whether that's true or not. You don't want to be inside your mind also being like, yep, they're right. Yep, check that one off the list. Absolutely correct. You are garbage. No one wants that. So it's important to watch what you tell yourself inside your mind. So especially if you have all of that stuff coming at you, then you kind of have like a defense barrier. You have something that all of those comments can kind of bounce off of at first. I understand that when people come at you and they're saying terrible things, like it's going to cut you deep. It's going to come at you, especially if you don't have thick skin, if you're not used to that kind of thing happening to you, or you're just more sensitive. I get it. I've been there. So you don't want to be contributing to the poison that would be coming at you every day. Encouraging yourself is one of the best ways to stay encouraged. Outside sources won't always be there. For example, maybe you won't have that person on Instagram where you get to scroll to their page every single day and see the motivation that they're putting out. Maybe they're having a rough time themselves and they just don't have it in them. Someone that I follow on IG said the same thing today. They're like, you know what? I'm sorry that I haven't been posting on my stories every day. Because she does like little like speeches where she comes on and she pumps everyone up, which I absolutely love. But she was like, yeah, I'm sorry that I haven't been on in a while because I'm just feeling a little bit down myself and I need to figure that out and get back to it. Like, yeah. So, or like, let's say you listen to a podcast every day, and what happens if, they have to stop doing that and it's not a thing anymore? Maybe they stopped publishing your favorite devotional, although usually when you buy like a devotional, you just use it over and over again. So that's not the greatest example, but you know what I mean? Or maybe your favorite public speaker, like mine is Tony Robbins. So maybe he stopped speaking and I've already gone through all of his material. And what happens if there's none of that? You have to be responsible for encouraging yourself. And it's one of the best ways because, all of those things that you use to help you and that are just like additions to all that, they could all just disappear at the drop of a hat and you don't even know. Like, you're just like, wow, what just happened to this support system that I've built around me? And also maybe you have people in your life, like actual physical people, not on the internet. Maybe you actually have real people in your life and encourage you, but what if they move away? Or what if they're having a hard time themselves in their life? You can't just rely on everything that is outside of you. You have to rely on yourself. So you want to be there, encouraging yourself, loving yourself, telling yourself positive things. You have to be that person. And I know that it can be really hard. I know that it can be so hard. But what you could do is all these outside sources that you're using, maybe you can start writing that stuff down so you can access it later. and then create mantras to tell yourself every day, and just kind of get in the swing of doing it right now while you have all those resources, so that if they ever do go away, I'm not saying they will, but if they ever do, then you already be in the practice of memorizing those things and practicing those things and maybe coming up with your own, that you'll be fine. I understand that if you're not used to doing that and coming up with it yourself, it's a new territory, but I totally believe you can do it. Like sincerely, I know you can do it. And things spiral out of control very quickly when you don't stay in control of what's going on in your mind. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever just, people are coming at you and saying crazy things, or you're having a bad day. Let's just say you're having a bad day. No one's really coming at you. You're just like, things are just not going as they should. And then in your mind, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is such a bad day. And that just means that everything else is going to be bad. And then people aren't going to like me. And then this and this and this is going to happen. And you see how that can just spiral out of control. And then all of a sudden, you're just feeling like you're the worst. Well, if bad things are happening outside of you, you got to be able to stay in control of what's going on in your mind. You're like, okay, all these bad things are happening. We're going to try to problem solve them the best we can, but we have to have a united front of just staying calm. I'm not saying you're going to be happy and ecstatic that all this crap is happening. You're just going to stay calm and in control and just think, okay, what can I do in this situation to continue to stay calm? What can I do to problem solve? And what can I do to stay on a level mentally where I'm not going to break down, so that I'm available to get through this minor blip in your life? Because it's not going to last forever. It's going to feel like forever, because all the crap in our lives always feel like forever, and all the good things always feel like they're too short. Am I right? Please tell me. So you want to make sure that you're in control of what's going on in your mind, so things don't spiral out of control, even just as quickly as they normally would. For me, I will still sometimes go on a spiral, but I've gotten better at just catching myself before I go too deep, where I feel like I can barely pull myself out, or I don't even know where I am. I'm gone down the rabbit hole forever. And lastly, you don't let yourself be another negative influence. Just like I said before, you live with your mind every single day. Don't contribute to the poison, okay? Don't be another negative influence on yourself when everyone's like beating you down, or, life's going to happen. And just life things are happening, and they're not the things that you wanted to happen, and they just don't jive with everything else that's going on. Maybe you lost your job, maybe you're not getting paid as much as you need to, your bills are growing up, people are moving away, maybe family members died, maybe you're sick, maybe something's going on in your family. Whatever it is, you don't want to contribute to all of those factors happening, especially when they're out of your control, because what is in your control is your mind. And you want to be the positive influence as much as you can to mitigate all the negative things that are happening, or at least get you to a neutral state. I'm real about that. I'm not saying that I love to deliver positivity and motivation, but I understand that life happens and bad things happen, and we have to prepare for it, or at least prepare our minds for the possibility of those things happening. And that's what I'm saying. You gotta not be another negative thing to just put the cherry on top of everything bad that's happening. You gotta be there for yourself. You gotta tell yourself it's gonna be okay eventually. Don't know when. You're going to keep yourself stable in the meantime, and reach out for help if you need it. So it's just something to think about, as I say every single time. But again, you want to watch what you tell yourself inside your mind, because you're the only one in there. You might think that other people might get inside your head because they're saying things, or they're affecting the way that you feel about yourself, but the only person that can dictate exactly how you feel about yourself is yourself. So just something to think on. But I do want to thank you for coming back during my podcast. Again, happy Tuesday. I hope it's going to be absolutely freaking fantastic. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.